What up? Welcome to Ocean's View, the podcast. I'm your host, Oshin. Here with little brother Devin Epps.
Yo.
Big bro, B.Negro.
What up?
Yeah, man, we got a good one. We got a real good one for y'all today. Thanks to everybody that click and likes and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Ocean's View, the IG channel, or, page as well at Ocean's View. Just that's it. OSHINSVIEWS. Correct? Okay, good enough. Now, what I wanted to chop it up about, like just for the warm up and everything.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the joint, the pivot. Okay. The former NFL athletes. Can't even say stars because they weren't all stars. Let's just say something, and that's important to the story.
Favorites. Favorites on that.
No, it's important to the story because people like to give credence to somebody like, okay, the more successful you are in whatever you're doing, that's you get to say more shit.
Right.
Your opinion is better than everybody else's. And
deservedly so, though, right?
Now, granted, they are NFL guys, so I give all credit to everybody that's made it to the professional level.
They had good careers.
They had good careers.
They had good careers.
For the Dolphins. Nobody's the Hall of Famer yet. Maybe Chad might sneak in, but
possibly. Right
now, Ryan Clark goes at the Cats. They're not going to the Hall of Fame. They're well off. They made some money.
Got jackets right now.
And they're fine. So they're talking, and I don't even know how Russell Wilson, now of the Denver Broncos, formerly of the Seattle Supersonics. I said Supersonics. I'm not worried about that because I always mess that up. I always mess up Seattle because it's the Supersonics.
Yeah, right.
Supersonics. Nobody not paying the Seahawks. Right. Paying the Seahawks no mind. So anyway, Russell Wilson of the Seahawks, now with the Broncos.
Right.
Channing Crowder, formerly of the Miami Dolphins.
Right.
I think he was like a linebacker or something or whatever.
Outside linebacker, I believe.
Okay. And he's talking, he just brings up the fact he says that Russell Wilson is corny. Now, I'm going to stop right there because social media ran with it. Because he kind of went in on Russell a little bit. He was talking about, well, if you all know, Russell Wilson is married to Sierra. Sierra is she still a performer? Is she still
she
doing things?
Is Russell Wilson's wife?
Yes, sir.
She's Mrs. Russell Wilson.
Yes.
Yeah. This is the highlight. This is what it says. Okay. Well, Mrs. Russell Wilson, right. Sierra that is. I think she has a kid with Future. Rapper Future.
Yeah. Most definitely.
She definitely has a kid with him. Okay. Well, as you all know, we all heard about how him and Sierra, their relationship started off really public. Mm-hmm. They weren't having sex, which was crazy to me. Not that they weren't having sex, it's the fact that it was out there that they're not having sex was weird to me from the beginning.
This is her and Russell's relationship, right?
Yes.
Okay, right.
I didn't really buy it, but if they say that's what it is, then that's what it is.
I don't ever believe that.
So, he, what you call it,
red-blooded male. Yeah,
they wound up marrying.
Right.
He made an honest woman of him.
Mm-hmm.
He took on. I'm not going to say he took on because I'm going to say that one. I'm not even going to say he took on another man's responsibility, but he made an honest woman out of Sierra, and she comes bearing child. So it is what it is. Yeah. So back to Channing Crowder. He's going in on Russell Wilson, saying how corny he is. She's used to dealing with Future, guys like that. You don't come from messing with Future to mess with Russell Wilson. Basically, he broke it down as if it was one end of the spectrum to the next.
Right.
So social media decides to have a good time with it. And from what I'm looking at, it was like social media was split. Mm-hmm. You got women defending Russell Wilson
to the death,
saying he's not corny, and guys being like, he is corny, and that Channing Crowder has made a good point. Before I allow y'all to speak, I personally think that two things can be true.
Exactly.
I believe, and this is not me just wanting to split it down the middle. I do believe See, the thing about Corny, it's subjective.
It's very subjective.
It's subjective.
Very subjective.
Corny has a lot of idiosyncrasies. It's people. There's a few definitions I have of corny. Okay, let's just break those down. I think you're corny when you do underhanded things to people. That's another level of corny. I think it's corny. Well, corny could also be some of the things you're into or whatever. I'm not a gamer. I played video games coming up. They kind of got boring to me. You can't invite me over to your crib and be like, let's play some video games.
Right, yeah. That's
I'm going to be like, no. Yeah. In my mind, I'm going to say it's corny, but it's kind of like, it's fun, corny, but I'm good.
Yeah, that's what you're into. I'm not into
that. You're corny that way. I'm not into that. Then there's, honestly, my corny has nothing to do with how you dress. It's nothing like tangible things like how you dress, how much money you got, things like that. So this is what I'm splitting with it at.
Right.
I'm splitting with it at. But the way that Channing Crowder was going at Russell, first of all, I felt like there was something more there.
Did, right? It felt way deeper than the surface level of that conversation.
Felt like there was a lot more there.
The problem is weird.
Yeah.
So the implication is that Russell Wilson is corny, but Future is not.
Right.
What makes Russell Wilson corny, and what makes Future not corny?
Exactly.
That's my question.
It's the criteria.
I just don't understand the criteria. Russell Wilson is a champion at what he does. He's nice at what he does. You know what I mean? And for all intents and purposes, Future is a champion at what he does.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just don't understand why one person is corny and one person is not. Obviously, Future was kind of doing him when they was together. Like, I don't understand. Like, and her taste is weird. It's all over the place.
All over the place.
Wow, it's 50 Cent. It's Future.
Was a Reggie Bush in there at one point?
I don't know, but she landed on Russell.
Right.
You know what I mean? She landed on Russell and it seemed to be going well. I just don't understand, like, why you would call somebody corny. Like, to me, corny is
what he did. I think Channing Crowder's corny for what he did.
Yes.
Corny is doing too much for me.
Exactly.
When you doing too much, like when you trying too hard. You know what I mean? To be cool.
He was doing a lot of flag waving for Future, and it just seemed a little off. Like, maybe you want Future, brother, but it was to me. We're talking about a definition of corny. The first picture that pops into my head when I hear the word corny is Steve Urkel. That's my reference point on corny, right?
Facts.
So when I think of Steve Urkel, I don't think him being smart, him being well educated, him being hard pressed for the one girl he loves. Those aren't the corny characteristics. There's nothing corny about that.
Yes.
The corny comes from Russell Wilson pushing Mr. Ultimate on us. The corny comes from Russell Wilson, from him wearing Hawaiian sets with New Balance, with the fat New Balances. That's what makes Russell Wilson corny. It's not about him being an outstanding football player or the way he speaks. Well, maybe a little bit of the way he speaks. But in comparison to Future, he could come off as kind of dorky, but at the same time, Russell Wilson is a all-star quarterback in the NFL.
No, we're not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because you are taking the stance that Russell Wilson is corny.
No, I'm not taking. I'm saying
you just said he was corny.
On paper, Russell Wilson's a cool dude. You get in a conversation with Russell Wilson, a little bit of cornball. He's a little bit of a cornball.
Why?
Russell Wilson reminds me of the boyfriend in Liar Liar. That's Russell Wilson.
This is you opened up a certain part of the box that I'm like, of course you said what you said. Mm-hmm. Your opinion, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
This is the thing that makes it. The whole thing is about Sierra. That's the part nobody's talking about.
Yeah.
Because she's because of who she's dealt with in the past. That's this whole spectrum thing is important because a lot of women. This is what makes Russell Wilson get the corny flag. It's always bad boy, good guy.
Right.
So the implication and what people can go for is you didn't really rock with him. You settling because the bad boys didn't want you. They didn't want to do the right thing by you. But that's who you really wanted because your track record. First of all, Bow Wow, you're not one of the bad boys.
No, we're not talking about you.
Not talking about you.
Not you.
But everybody else.
Bow Wow do numbers.
He does do numbers.
No, well, it's Bow Wow.
Bow Wow brings a lot of those into the game to be spread out throughout the industry.
He's going to do his thing, but
he's a wrangler.
There's nothing bad boyish about Bow Wow. That's it. But anyway.
Bow Wow and Future shared a couple. I'm just going to be real.
What do you mean share a couple?
They do numbers together.
In terms of what?
Women.
I don't care about that. I don't care about that because my whole thing is this. You don't put Bow Wow and Future in the same category. Bow Wow is still Mr. 106 in Park to me. Like, he's not a bad boy. So, her messing with him, whatever, you know what I'm saying? He was popping. So, she probably went that route. She grew up rocking with Bow Wow. But anyway, Russell Wilson, like you said, his corny may be some of the dress and things like that. But it's more with Sierra, with how the dude she was dealing with. So people looking like, how do you come from Future to messing with somebody like Russell Wilson, who's probably, I ain't gonna say Future's not God fan.
And I say easy, 100% easy.
No, but the thing is, that's the thing, because it's deeper than Sierra. It's women. We're really talking about women and the choices they make in men. And the whole thing is this. We all have grown up. You see the girl that you wanted like no other, but you wanted a bad boy. So that's the whole thing too. If you live long enough, guys, we go through phases. We going through phases. I know for me, I wanted to be the bad guy because they got the attention, they got the respect, they got the women, da. But then I just realized I wasn't a bad guy. Wasn't a punk, but I'm like, that's not me. First of all, I have too much manners.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, care too much.
You know what I'm saying? I care too much. I think I'm too. I can't see. You're a bad boy. You gotta bump people, keep walking. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I'm like this. I'm like, bump. Excuse me. I'm saying, excuse me. Pardon me, brother. You hold the door for me. It's not I thought so. It's thank you. You know what I'm saying? So I've tried it. All these phases, I've tried them, you know, and I had to carve out my own niche.
Right.
So maybe I'm, as the kids would say, capping for Russell Wilson because I get it. And I'm pretty sure he's not saying it. He gets it. Dad used to mess with these kind of dudes. I'm kind of the furthest thing from those. So I still got to be me. You see what I'm saying? But it's like, damn, I need to show. Street cred is one of the biggest things that gets black people, especially our culture, in trouble. Because we love street cred.
Oh, yeah.
Can't take it to the bank. Can't do nothing with it. But it's important. It's important. So I'm pretty sure. Now, me personally, if I'm Russell Wilson, I'm looking at Future like, first off, nigga, I will go the same route that the rappers go. You're broke. You don't got more bread than me.
No athlete.
It's not even close. It's not even close. And now, granted, it's some corniness to that because it's money. But if Russell Wilson wanted to go there, like, oh, so that's your argument? So I'm not cool because of this? Take a little $2 million net worth. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Future didn't say Russell was corny.
He's never said that.
He's never said that.
Shannon said Russell was corny.
Yes.
And Russell definitely can go that route with Shannon.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But my thing is, I want to address Dev.
I didn't know.
Because Dev will talk about this guy, what he's wearing, and all this. But my thing is this. We get into this uniform thing. If you don't have the uniform, if you don't meet the criteria, then you corny.
No, it's not about him not meeting the criteria of dressing cool. It's about him meeting the criteria of dressing corny. That he can get away. If he was different, he can get away with some shit. But you coming to me in a Hawaiian print like
that was one joint.
That was one, but that was his. Look, that was his joint, though. You can tell when somebody is dressing themselves. You can tell when somebody is dressing themselves. And he dressed himself in that outfit.
So?
Corny.
It's a little corny.
It's corny.
It's a little corny.
You just didn't like it.
Well, you're not putting on no floral pattern, nothing, yo.
I could
full set, full pattern,
100%
full set.
Well, I'm not wearing the big New Balance, but 100%
with
I'm putting on the floral joint.
You're putting a floral joint on. I gotta find it because you might put a floral joint on. You're not putting this floral joint on.
Not that one.
Yeah,
my shit gonna be fly.
Okay, I get that. You can freak something, and that makes you not corny. That's what makes you not corny, because you can take something that might be corny and because of your aura and the way that you present this,
taking care of your kids corny. And your woman make you not
That's
corny.
Never been corny.
Oh, that's never been
that's
corny.
Never
that's
been corny. I've never questioned Russell about that.
Kind of
corny thing.
All right, but we don't question Russell about that. But we also don't question Future about that.
Oh no, we do.
No, because nobody's calling Future corny.
Now you know what? Not
corny.
enough. Not enough people are calling Future corny.
I understand. Nobody's calling Future corny, but there has been reports out there about him not really being taking care of his 4 million kids,
which is the ultimate cornball.
And he definitely don't really.
Okay.
He really rocking with these chicks.
No, so we're gonna hold on, no, because I like where this one is going, but we're gonna pay some bills for a second. Ocean's View, the podcast, we'll be right back.
Yes, sir.